But coming back to the news thing, I'm going to write about this on my blog actually, because I was thinking about this the other day. You know, because obviously you've got the Israel Palestine problem that's going on, and I've tried like what's going on there, like, you know. And where do you find out what's going on there? Because one news outlet will tell you this, one news outlet will tell you that. You'll come into it with a preconceived idea of what's happening. You look at the news and you go, oh, actually, well, yeah, maybe it's the Israelis. And then the other news, you go, oh, well, maybe it's the Palestinians. And then you go, oh, actually, it was the British in the 40s. And then, do you know what I mean? It's like,
exactly.
There is no news outlet that just tells you the truth. Like, everyone has one leaning one way or another for their own reasons, and it's like you can look at this on any issue. Trump, as an example, Fox will tell you Trump's the best thing since sliced bread. CNN will tell you he's the devil. Do you know what I mean? It's like who is reporting the news accurately? Who is actually saying this is what's happening? And this, take opinion out of it. Like, take your own opinion out of it. Just report the news. Just report it. Tell us.
They can't, because the whole the world we live in now, the environment. Nobody can say exactly what's going on, the truth, because it will offend somebody, even though it's factual and it's the truth. Somebody's going to say, "Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that because it's going to upset the Palestinians," or "You can't say that. The Israelis are going to be upset." I watched an interview about that. They're interviewing an Israeli general, and they're walking through the rubble, and of some of the because it's horrifying what's going on. It's disgusting. But they're walking through it, and the reporter's actually saying to him, like, you think you've got it all bad, but there's claims that actually you're doing exactly the same to the other side. And he was just like, no, we're not. We are defending ourselves. We've got it this bad, this bad. And you're thinking, no, because we've just seen the live footage and all of this of both of you at it, ruining lives. And Marco, to your point, who's standing there going, well, actually, it is your fault because of X, Y, and Z. Done. Say sorry.
You don't even need to. It doesn't need to be about fault. It just needs to be about what was the chain of events that got us to where we are now. Because then we can make our own mind up about whose fault it was, right? But there's just so much spin comes out.
I try and stay unopinionated about it, because
you can't have an opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion.
It's just
unless your opinion is liberal, left leaning, you cannot have an opinion about it, unfortunately.
Exactly. Mate, and how do you think being former military, like some of the stuff and stories and everything, you just can't, it's not worth having an opinion. It's really not. It's tough. It's tough to see everything that goes on just from every day. Put yourself in the position of being a dad. You see all these, women, children, everything being involved in it. And you just, I wouldn't even know where to start thinking about how lucky we are in the UK. Like, let's just, how lucky we are.
So true.
As much as we want to complain about, and we do because we are British.
Of course.
Raining, it's sunny, it's too windy, it's too cold, it's everything.
Ady, we talked about it the other day. Do you remember when because we did one of the lad chat podcasts we did was about World War III.
Oh, right,
it was like Russia invading Ukraine, China trying to take over Taiwan, and it's like, what is everyone's problem? Like, can't everyone just be happy with what they've got?
It's so true. I agree. It's just I know so much about that. And actually, honestly, going back to the whole Israel Palestine stuff, I was speaking to someone over Instagram. Someone sent me this sort of TikTok of like, there's people saying, "Oh, Hamas, if you blame stuff on Hamas, you're racist." I was like, "Are you kidding me, mate?" I literally sent the message saying, "Stop believing in this. This is a narrative. They're trying to make you how you think. Don't take every single source. I don't care if it's pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. They have a narrative. Take everything with just a spoonful, as I always say. Take it." Like, and I said to him, like, you sending me this or sharing it on your Instagram is going to be so counterproductive. It adds more hate, more intolerance, more polarization on it. Whereas we both should be like, how can we where's the solution to this? How do we reduce the livelihoods of both Israelis and Palestinians? And don't get me wrong, There's a whole. I mean, I explained this on an episode specifically on this conflict. There's a whole nuances with this, but at the end of the day, there's both sides are losing lives at this point. Yes, Palestinians are losing more. Yes, that is true. However, we need to find a solution out of this, in a peaceful way. That's how it is, But it's true, news always wants to provide you a narrative and force you how to think, and not tell you, or they always tell you what to think and how to think. Whereas actually, the individual themselves should be thinking how to think, if that makes sense.
It's like YouTube's the worst for this, because obviously it has the autoplay feature, doesn't it, where one minute you're watching Al Jazeera, then you're watching WION News, then you're watching the BBC News, and you're like, what? Like, I honestly have no idea. You're all contradicting each other, like, on what actually is happening. It's hard. I don't know. We could, like you said, we could spend a whole hour and a half. Just
literally, could do a whole podcast on this.
This conflict, and still not be none the wiser as to what's happening.
Literally, no, definitely.
I just think Israel have one of the most powerful militaries in the world. It's fact. They're so equipped. I just think back to school. Would you pick a fight with the biggest kid in the school playground? No, you just leave him be.
I know. No, totally.
I just don't understand why the time we're in now. Why are we still trying to redefine borders? Why are we just not? It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Absolutely.
And it's happening everywhere. It's not just Israel, Palestine.
That's just what's being reported on. There's so much going on.
Through the Middle East, it's horrendous. Eastern Europe, it's horrendous.
And there's even things going on in the UK. There's so much stuff going on. It's back to your point. Media, they'll present what they want to present, and that's all you're getting. Let alone what else is going on in the world. This is what's making the news right now. Listen to this. You think, okay. So everywhere else is all rosy. Everyone's skipping through the field together.
Exactly. I know. Exactly.
Hamish, what's the most honest news channel do you think there is out there at the moment? Is there
bloody hell? What a question that is.
Unopinionated from a journalist.
No. Most honest. Oh god. Bloody hell.
CBBS.
Literally CBBS, like Blue Pizza, right? Or I don't even know if Blue Pizzas even exist. I was gonna say BBC, but even that, it's like, I don't know, like even BBC News maybe. That could be the most, but even that, I know exactly. Even that, I'm like, what? I don't know. I think
the most honest. There, Hamish.
Yeah, exactly. No, totally. That's the thing. I mean, I agree, and that's what that's what this podcast does, is to have that gap, to be a little bit more honest about stuff, and it's so true. And I think it's not even just myself, for example, who feels the same way. It's like I know other news outlets, for example, like a student outlet called Demographica wants to do the same thing, break through the noise and provide kind of honest coverage of news events, and also like Common Sense, I'm part of as well. They do that as well. So there are news outlets that are out there, but it's finding them, and that's what I think
for the honest opinions on things. And lad chat.
Check out Nobody Cares About Dad.
Yeah.
And also the lad chat that we do, the lives that we normally do, that is just pure. It's just pure unscripted. It's your own individual thought on it. It's not, but we have to do this and think this because we were told. Like, no. I mean, some of the stuff we come out with is utter nonsense, but to us, inside, it makes perfect sense. And that's all that matters.